Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, put your feet up. It's time for the Other Three Amigos podcast with Declan McCormack, Wayne Mullins, and Dan.
Three lads, one podcast.
On this week's episode of the Other Three Amigos podcast, we are headed to Europe, baby. We chat all about being nominated for the Football Content Awards. We have supposed inside information about Tim Clancy and that Panenka. West Cork Coffey roasters want to get involved with, well, coffee. We have the Finn Harps review, the Bray preview. We head to the mailbag, and Gary Hunt is most definitely under pressure. All of this and more on this week's episode of the Other Three Amigos podcast. Welcome to the Other Three Amigos podcast, season 4, episode 63.
Keep on fighting till the end.
Bom, 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 bom. Episode 239, your award-winning podcast, and now award-nominated
finalist
podcast.
Dan, finalist.
By the way, whoever actually nominated us deserves a huge shout-out, because none of us entered. But yes, we are headed to the Football Content Awards in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on November 21st. Wayne Mullins, I feel like this is going to be another very positive podcast today.
Like, bursting the seams, Dan. Like, I've had to take sedatives there to calm down because I'm so excited. Do you know? I'm just speechless. It's just amazing. It's, again, now, like, we've won again. 2 weeks in a row. We're winning, like. So, I just think it's unreal. And whoever did nominate us, like, I know these kind of awards, you kind of have to put yourself forward for. We didn't do it. I think we might have done it last year. I'm not sure. We were kind of on a high and stuff, but we didn't do it this year. We got the email and we're like, oh, that's interesting. And I just want to go and meet Bryan's Gunn, the social media fella on Twitter. He's amazing. Ever see his videos?
I do, but it's like the Banksy. You don't ever see the face.
Yeah, I'd be if he's not there, I'd be gutted. Like, but the thing is, we can do interviews inside the stadium, Dan. Which, you know,
are we allowed? We're not credited media.
But we'll
have to be outside in the footpath waiting for them to come out after.
That's true. Here, we'll do a sketch. We'll do a skit. We're going to vlog everything on this. Like, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be in all your faces for at least 2 weeks running up to it. And if we get any position, you're never going to hear the end of it. So, you know, imagine it, multi-award-winning podcast.
Oh, it has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Don't like us. I know my acceptance speech anyway, what it's going to be, and it's going to be all about Cork City. So, I can't wait. Excited.
Declan McCormack, you also must be very excited about this. It's a huge honour for everyone involved in TOTAP.
It is a huge honour, but I'll be honest, I'm nowhere near as excited as my buddy Scotty there. That Bryan's Gunn Twitter account followed us yesterday evening, and the man nearly lost his life. Like, I genuinely want to be in the room recording if he actually bumps into the person or meets the person who's behind that account, like, because it will be life-changing for Scotty, you know. So yeah, look, it's people who don't know, I guess, the football content stuff, football content awards and stuff it is a big thing in England, like, and all the big content creators in the UK are massive on it, like. So I kind of became aware of it last year when that very popular Crystal Palace account, what's it called, HLTCO, was doing a good bit of tweeting about it, and he wanted it and he was delighted with himself. Like, so, yeah, it is kind of dining at the top table now in terms of these content creators. As you guys said, we've no idea who nominated us. Somebody did. We appreciate it.
I think it was someone in Cork City.
Look, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I'd like to thank Aaron Howie for nominating us.
There is no way we would have put it as eloquently as it was put in the blurb. You know,
yeah.
There's no way we would have been that intelligent to write that piece. So whoever it was, look, thank you, because London, baby, we're going to Europe. Woohoo!
Yeah, no.
Going to Europe before the club. Mad.
Isn't it?
Like,
surely if we won one of those, the FAI couldn't turn around and say we're not accredited media. Surely Decky, like
Do you?
multi-award-winning
Stop,
podcast.
lad.
You know,
Listen, let's not get ahead of ourselves. No, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Decky, we've already won. Like we've already won. So you know,
It's winning at life. Winning at life.
To TOTAP rubbing shoulders with Fabrizio Romano. I think,
imagine.
yeah.
And look, he may meet Raymond Armitage IV. You know, who are
There was a
I
crossover.
think are
waiting
blood
to happen.
related somehow. I'm not sure, but they look very similar.
Here
Their
we
success
go.
rate's kind of quite high as well. So, you know,
Who's going?
Yeah.
I am.
Raymond's been quiet.
has
Scotty's
been very
going. Yeah,
quiet.
look, I'm hoping to go. I don't know yet. Just need to get
Yeah.
the time off, basically. But I'm hoping to. Yeah, obviously.
We better tell him about the voting and to actually vote for us.
Good point. Actually, we might try and at least try and win the fucking thing. Like,
I think that's where it becomes very difficult because like somehow like Blair McNally's ended up in the same category as us and he's about 7 million YouTube followers like, and somehow he's been nominated for international podcast.
I think he only has 7 million YouTube views, not even followers. So, but yeah, he's in the podcast.
I'm excited to
category.
meet Blair again. Actually, have a few pints and that'll be good fun.
Well, to be fair, we launched Blair's career. You know, I hope he's.
We did. Yeah.
You know, yeah. Blair's sound.
How do we
Blair's
vote, Dan?
sound.
How do we vote, Daniel? Tell us how we vote.
You can vote by going onto the Football Content Awards website. I think it just says there's a button that says vote here or something like that.
Yes,
and then
yes,
you click that and then you scroll down. You either scroll down to the best podcast section and then there's like 4 tiers. There's like Premier League, non-league, international and something else. We're in the international section.
Which is bigger than the Premier League, to be fair. The World Cup is bigger than the Champions
So yeah,
League. So
you click that little down arrow there on the international in the best podcast and you hit the other 3 Amigos podcast. And that's it. I think you can like vote multiple times. Like if you leave enough of a gap between voting, at least from what I've seen anyway.
also, you can tag us on Instagram and Twitter under the voting thing. That also works, I believe. We really should look more into it.
I think it's just the Instagram that said that, and there might be a Facebook there as well.
Do both.
Yeah, do both anyway. We'll I'll keep reposting that to the Instagram story or something as well.
And can we also vote for
plaguing people
Brian's
with that.
Gunn in the creator one, please? Thanks.
Yeah,
Can
Dickie.
Can I just say that I am obviously everybody recognizes that I'm more or less so nobody expects me to have any input into how people vote or how people should vote or whatnot. But like we've known this since last Friday. We couldn't announce it until Monday. I just would have thought that you guys would have got the how to vote stuff nailed down pretty precise before we came on the pod and instructed people how to do so. I'm kind of like, you can't blame me, guys, but you know.
Well,
Yeah, but look, are we going to win? Or are we going there to have an absolute ball? We're going to have the ball. That's what we are. We don't go to win stuff. No, we are winning for the last few weeks. We've beaten Cork City. We've beaten all these Ireland podcasts. We're now up against giants of world football. Let's face it. Let's just go and try and win it. You know.
yeah, absolutely. Why not? We like TOTAPers are doing fairly well for us in the comment section so far on Instagram now. Like so. Right, let's get into the spiel here now once more. A reminder, we are on YouTube, youtube.com/the other 3 Amigos podcast. Like and subscribe over there. Patreons can stream the pod on Spotify. You can join us on Patreon from €5 per month, or if you want to help the pod out a little bit more but still get the same level of shit, you can throw us a tenner as well. Leave a review on podcast apps as long as it's positive. We're the proud sponsor of Jack Doherty's boots. Our grand total going to Marymount is still at 520 quid at the moment, and West Cork Coffee Roasters are helping that out as well. I'll get into that a little later on. Last Damas this week from a Cork City point of view, Declan, a 5-0 loss to Shells, probably not what they were hoping for.
No, but look, it just showed clearly the gap that exists between sides like Shelburne, Galway and Athlone, who are undoubtedly the 3 best sides in the country this season, and the likes of Cork City. But look, Danny Murphy was given a 2-year full-time contract. We can only presume that if you're investing in a full-time manager, that there is an intention to invest in the rest of the setup and invest in the playing staff and do all those things, because it would be kind of pointless putting in a full-time manager unless you were putting in a budget to get value from that appointment. So we're all presuming that that's what's going to happen, and that'll be something to look forward to over the next couple of years. Yeah, look, it wasn't a great day out, but Las Damas again this week was fucking brilliant. Like, I don't mind saying it. Like, it's a great podcast. It genuinely is. It's very niche, and it deals with a very niche segment of football in this country, but it's I genuinely, even though I know I host it, so I'm biased, I think it's top class. I have to say that. Eileen and John are brilliant. Light years ahead.
Well, look, get back to us when you get
anything else.
nominated for a football content award, will you? Right. There's no time for a bit of Academy Watch.
Academy Watch.
Are we going to this already?
Yeah, I have.
Every week. I don't feel like.
Yeah.
Under 20s drew 0-0 with St. Pat's. Under 17s beat Bowes 5-0. Under 15s lost 3-1 to St. Pat's. And under 14s beat Queenstown 3-2. It is now time for a bit of Academy Watch.
Dan.
Wayne.
Could you put a bit more effort into that, if you don't mind?
Do you want me to go do it again? Hold on a minute.
What are you messing like?
Our under 20s drew 0-0 with St. Patrick's Athletic. Under 17s beat Bohemians Football Club 5-0. Under 15s lost 3-1 to St. Patrick's Athletic. Under 14s beat Queenstown 3-2. Is that right for you?
That's nice. I like that now, yeah.
That's award-winning material there now.
It absolutely is. Because, do you know what? We have, like, this award's bigger than the last one, and, like, Damien's not here. I'm just saying it, like,
Well, he actually entered it last year. So
Anyway, exactly.
right.
Academy Watch with Ivan Draco on the Other Three Amigos podcast.
Dickie, I don't know how you found out this information. Did Tim tell you himself, maybe? But apparently it was actually Tim Clancy who was the one that told Barry Coffey to take the Panenka. Can you confirm or deny?
Yeah. All I can relay is what was relayed to me after last week's podcast aired, and I got a voice app or a voice note on WhatsApp from somebody who was at that game and was in a position to hear what was going on. And seemingly Tim Clancy, because people who know that ground and Kerry would know that down by that goal, there's never fans because it's just the fence there, that the goal backs onto the back ditch. So Tim is obviously suspended. So he's watching the game from that end of the pitch by the fence. And we get the penalty there in that area, in that corner. And seemingly the ball ran over, and I think it was Bagsy and somebody else ended up going to get the football. And Tim is in the general area. And Tim says to the lads, give it to Coffey and tell him Panenka, your man, i.e. the keeper. So the instruction for the Panenka, now Barry still did it, and so he still gets all the credit, but seemingly the instruction came from Tim Clancy to Panenka, the penalty. So Tim is already very well thought of it on this podcast, but so I'm just wondering whether Tim Clancy should be the second entry now into the TOTAP Hall of Fame, seeing as Barry's in there on merit, but it just feels like Tim should also join him, having played a key role in ensuring that the Panenka happened.
It could be a dual induction. We can invite him to the Football Content Awards as the prize. We can just put it out there.
I was going to say that I thought you were going to say we could invite them to Marymount to hand over the check, which would have seemed more appropriate in the circumstances. But I'm not sure. Well, I'm pretty sure neither of them would be allowed to or able to anyway. So it'll be all the one, you know.
Sure. If we just happen to bump into Barry and Tim on holiday together in London, and we just happen to be in the same bar having a drink together, who knows? Might drop a few tickets on the ground and they happen to pick them up.
It's the off
Get in touch,
season.
lads.
It's the off season, yeah. You know. So yeah, look, fair play to Tim Clancy. If that is what happened, and I've no doubt, no reason to believe that it happened that way. Obviously, like, so. Fair play to Tim. He may not listen to the pod, but he certainly seems to have an idea what's going on around the place anyway. And it's a brilliant instruction to give the lads to tell Barry Coffey to take it and to then Panenka it. So fair play to Tim.
Well, Tim.
West Cork Coffee Roasters are also getting involved with the Barry Coffey fundraiser. They're already dropping €300 in for the hat-trick he scored. And they will donate €200 per Barry Coffey goal scored until the end of the season.
That's how much per goal?
€200.
Are you sure that's right?
Check the Instagram DM right now.
Oh my goodness.
That's
done, lads.
Pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing.
So
they've already committed
we're
300.
At 520. That's 820.
They've committed 300 for the hat trick, and then another 200 for every goal between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, I better check now.
I would
my
suggest
section get at me, and it's not 13.
I would suggest checking if he scores a hat trick. Is it 3,900?
No, it says 300. It does say 300 and 200. It does definitely. So
if he scores a hat trick, is it 300 or 900?
How do you mean? So if Barry scores another hat trick,
did he count to 300? Because he's better off scoring 2 goals. Because it's 400. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think we'll have to worry somehow. But look,
well, we had to the last time. Declan fucking pulled the whole. Oh, we can't do that. We said it. You have to dot the T's and cross the I's.
Or dot the I's and cross the T's, Scotty, whichever.
That's the joke. Anyway, okay.
All right, okay. Humour failed me.
the club weren't very commie this week at all. I have nothing really else. There was a golf event apparently.
Dan, we've better things to be doing now. Like we're massive now. We're not even dealing with this stuff anymore.
Yeah, we're above them now at this stage. Like
absolutely.
International commie watch now, Dan. You know, have any foreign clubs been acting like communists? You know, that's the question that now needs to be asked.
I have a question, right? I'm watching the Chelsea Barrow game is on TV, right? And you know the 3 initials they have on scoreboards, like Chelsea's CHE, but Barrow is B or W. So I'm guessing it's because BAR is Barcelona. So does that mean that every club's acronym is set and it's the same no matter what? So we should be probably CRK, I'd imagine, rather than COR. I'd love to know what our acronym is. Because I don't think it's... I think COR be Corinthians. Or... who else is COR?
I think it's just... No, it's just up to each individual...
No, I think every team... I think UEFA or FIFA definitely have acronyms for teams. 100%.
No, it's like... They're not like international airports, no, Scotty. Like, you know...
I think they are. I think they're like Formula 1 drivers. I think they are. So why aren't Barrow BAR, so? They're BRW.
I don't know. If you put Bar, you know, like, because if we're COR and we're home to Kerry, who are KER, that game's going to be a corker.
Dan, just forget it. Move on.
Forget about the awards anyway. Jesus Christ.
God. I hope not listen to this podcast because we're. It's okay. It's okay. To be fair, it's okay. It's a good one.
Yeah, I mean.
City 2, Finn Harps 2. Some quick stats from the game. We had 70% of possession to obviously their 30%. We had an XG of 2.25 to their 0.76. We had 19 shots, 7 on target. They had 8 shots, 3 on target. Touches inside penalty area, 17 compared to their 8. We had 374 accurate passes out of 444. They had 122 from 173 aerial duels. We had 23-1 from 37, and they had 16 out of 34. But I guess this one, Declan, is all about Sean Maguire.
It is. Again, it's all about Shawnee Maguire. Like, I mean, he's just so much better, so far ahead of everybody else on the pitch. Like, and that's just life. Shawnee's level is way above our level. Is way above other players' level. I was actually thinking, watching the game Friday night, is does there come a point next season, Scott, where if we haven't surrounded Shawnee with better players and brought everybody else up a level, that he actually ends up getting really, really frustrated, possibly because those around him aren't on the same level that he is, or aren't anywhere near the level that he is, you know?
But is he at that level too? Like, he's scoring in the first division, but we still don't know. You know? But yeah, I get your point. But he has a long-term contract now, so if he wants out, he has to sell him.
I know, I'm not talking about him wanting out at all. I'm just thinking, like, you know, was there a possibility, you know, we're hoping we're going to spend and add to the squad, obviously, and that will have to happen. But it was just something that crossed my mind on Friday night.
I think it'll drive him on. I think it'll drive him on because he stated already he wants to get to Europe. So I think it'll drive him on to kind of teach players where he wants the ball and teach them what they should be doing, because he's 30 now. He's the experienced player, so I think it's only good for Cork City. And yeah, he's got like, no player goes on a massive run forever, so he's going to have bad patches. But that's why Keating's there now too, to kind of mix and match it around. Like, stick Shawnee in the wing for a few weeks, but Keats up front, you know.
Otherwise, Wayne, any other City players impress you?
I did. That's a game I didn't enjoy at all. Now, to be honest, I didn't really enjoy it. But the goals were, Shawnee again is immense. There's a lot of work for next season. Like, I know, I didn't like that he didn't play these two lads up front. I said it last week. The home games, you got to play these lads for marketing purposes and building a momentum. I thought it was a bit mad, really. Like, but there's a lot of work for next season. There really is, and I don't know. There's a lot of I saw a few of the messages come in with the questions. A lot of people are asking who needs to stay, who needs to go, and there's a lot of people who have to go. But I don't know, is this the right week? We're all positive, we're all happy.
No, it's, that's the last part of the.
But I think we're wasting these games. I know we're trying to bleed in. Is that the word? Players. But I think it's not the right idea. I think we need to be going momentum and picking the players who are definitely staying and picking the ones who aren't and seeing if they're up to it, if they can stay. Because, I don't know, there's a lot of players there that you're 50-50, but they're not getting their game.
Jakey, is there anyone from this first division from another club you'd like City to sign going up next season?
Nope. Don't think so.
Not one.
Like, why isn't Brad Wade playing?
To be honest with you. Why isn't who playing?
Brad Wade.
Because Aidan Dolan's been here for a season and hasn't gotten a minute.
Yeah, is he going to be here next season? He won't be here next season. Like, he won't be here next season. You're going to have to go in with an experienced backup. No, but you do not based on his ability. You're basing it on someone like having a 36, 35-year-old backup just in case shit hits the fan. We cannot go into the same situation last season when we had a few 22, 23-year-olds as our keepers. We can't, like. So you need to have Brad Wade. You need to have an experienced 35, 36-year-old who's been even a fucking 38-year-old, and then put the under-19s fella there too. That's what you need. I just don't see, unless Brad Wade's leaving and Aidan Dowding's going to be the number one, I can't see why they're doing this.
Dowling's not going to be our number one. Dowling is getting...
Well, then why is he...
game time just
can't be here next season.
to play out the season, like, you know. Like, Matthew Kieran played well. He needs the minutes. He got the minutes. He played well. I presume he's going to play left back for the rest of the season. That's definitely something that's needed. Aaron Healy's going to see out the season playing. That's definitely a guy, you know.
But these are players we're going to have next season, guaranteed. Like, you're going to keep these players next season.
You are, but they may not see minutes next season. Like, so
But surely it's the players that you're thinking of getting rid of who should be playing, like John Donovan. Like he probably won't keep both of them. Like, so if there's an issue with one of them, just play him and see. Okay, he got 5 games to prove he can do this. I think he's one on the fence. Do you see my point?
I
Or am
don't
I making
think
sense?
Yeah, I know it does, but I don't think
I
John's
thought
on the
Donovan was
fence.
good
to be
enough in
honest with you.
Premier.
Yeah, I don't think he's on the fence at all. To be honest with you, he's injured most of the season. Like, but again, that's the thing. We don't know. Like, I mean, Jack Doherty wasn't in the squad the other night. I didn't ask. I don't know. Was that due to injury? I presume it must have been. Like, as I said, I think Matty Kiernan was the one you take out of it. But then you ask yourself, as like brilliant going forward, like absolutely fantastic. Lot to learn defensively, but he's a young fella, so he has time on his side. Like, but do you pitch him in as a starting left back in the Premier Division next year? If you're bringing in somebody like a Shane Griffin, that makes a lot of sense, because Griffin can start centre back, but he's also played left back a lot. So he gives you that experienced option that Scotty's talking about in the goalkeeping role. It's kind of the same in the centre back, full back level. If you've got I'm just using Shane Griffin as an example. If you have somebody like a Shane Griffin who can play centre back, who can equally play left back, that's 2 birds with 1 stone. And you can play Matty Kiernan in some games, and in other games, then you can play Shane Griffin at left back without reducing your quality. So I think there are maybe dual players that might be possible or dual position players that it might be possible to bring in as well. But look, we don't know what the budget is. We don't know what Tim is thinking. We don't know whether players have already been told whether they're playing for contracts, whether some have been told they won't be here next year, whether some have been told they definitely will be here next year and have already been offered contracts. Who knows? We don't. So
Yeah, true.
We just kind of got to trust Tim Clancy and got to trust Jamie Hamill that they have all this stuff in hand, which you'd imagine they do.
As time goes on, does it look less and less likely that Jack Doherty will be a City player next season, Dickie?
I don't know. Like, he signed a 2-year deal, so I thought he was very good in Kerry, and I think if you have Keaton and Shawnee Maguire in front of Jack Doherty and you're willing to play him in that 10 role, it could be an amazing triumvirate. Like, it really could be. Like, but he wasn't Tim Clancy signing. Like, we know that deal, the Jack Doherty deal, was done way before Tim Clancy got anywhere near the club. So Shane Keegan was on here talking about Jack and saying, you have to put your arm around his shoulder and you have to, play his game, and I don't think Tim doesn't strike me as a manager who goes in for the arm around the shoulder type stuff. I could be completely wrong. It's just, he doesn't strike you as that kind of way. Like, I mean, those lads who spent their career playing centre back and tough tackling centre midfielders at times, like, they don't ever really strike you as arm around the shoulder type manager. So Dan, I'm waffling because I have absolutely no idea, to be honest with you. None.
When?
I hope he is. I
Yes.
hope he is. I think
I've forgotten the question. Dick has gone so long, I've forgotten the question.
I hope he is, but I don't know. I just feel like he's going to be gone. Jack Doherty, do you think he'll be a City player next season?
No, I don't think so. And that breaks my heart, but I don't think so.
Short and sweet. I like it. We'll go for the TOTAP MVP while I try bring it up.
The most prestigious award in world football. It's the other 3 amigos MVP.
Go on, Wayne.
Do you know that every season Decky has a running gag? This is his running gag now, where he just sits back, knows what's happening, but then goes, oh, I forgot to press the button. Leans in and presses the button and gives a 10-second delay.
What were his gags the other years? That he was
He'd
some
loads
sort
of
of shy
gags.
predator?
He had 3-0 or 4-1 or something last year, and the year before it was something.
That was the start of the season,
his
wasn't
gag
it?
this year. He took 52 episodes. I caught it.
It is the most prestigious award in world football. Sean Maguire winning on this occasion, with 69% of
The
the
most
vote.
prestigious award in world.
What? What? Matt Kieran in second place. It took me a second to realise what was going on. Matt Kieran in second place with 16% of the vote. Josh Fitzpatrick in third place with 9% of the vote. And Barry Coffey in fourth with 6%. Wayne, you want to come in again?
No, I'm just putting fight that this is 50 on.
No, that's not it. I'm just wrecked. Too much hard work.
You're erect.
Wrecked, yeah.
You're erect. Ooh, nice. Ooh. I say.
Always.
2-2 versus Finn Harps. 2 words, go. Ian Crowley says second string. Pat Conley says effing flags. Tony Tobin says different gravy. Billy Dorney says Shawnee Maguire. Jamie says fuming gamblers. Richie says rescue job. Sean says €10 spuds. Philly Crowley says nearly there. Scott CCFC says Superman. Garrett loves coffee. Barry 42. Thomas says Chinese welcome. Connor says played Minesweeper. Killian says played Minesweeper. Killian says flags down. Roy O'Sullivan says spuds buds. Magpie says Shawnee Magic. Ian Draper says miss game. Lennox Pete says good practice. Beer Bellied Hoofer says inconsequential exhibition. And Mike McCarthy, CCFC 1984 says pre-season. Ben says over sooner. Decky, when you were in Turner's Cross, actually, did you see a large contingent of the Chinese community?
No, I didn't, to be honest with you.
Very disappointing.
Yeah, like I'm still trying to figure. I listened to last week's pod and I'm still trying to figure out what all that was about, to be honest with you, you know.
I had to delete a lot of stuff out of that for fear of
I was just going to say, and then my one genuinely funny comment when he had been on about it for 10 minutes, and that was the UCD one was a cracker, for God's sake.
I think you think you're funnier than you are, Declan.
Stop. Dan says, who's going to win the playoff? And I said UCD, and we all know they have a massive Chinese community up there, you know. And that was like...
If you found that funny, will you just tweet us and say, yeah, it's funny?
I was pissing myself laughing listening back to it, but that's because I was in it.
You knew what was going on.
Yeah. More of a you had to be there thing. Spuds Buds, also back at the cross. Their ban has been lifted. The TOTAP Spuds Buds partnership
They
goes
need
on.
to learn how to spell potato. Seriously, come on, lads.
Yeah, they added an E to potato at the end.
Potato, like a toe. Yeah, but yeah, I didn't get a chance to try it and got it. But I'm still looking for coupons for our toe tappers. So come on, lads, get us some discounts.
Well, he was giving away free to his, was it first, 20th and 50th customers. Should have been us three, really, for the free advertising he's been getting off the pod.
Yes, you see, that's my point.
Anyway, maybe in another life or maybe next season. We'll have to wait and see.
If they can, bring the van to White Hart Lane, we can sort them out there. You know.
And that concludes the end of the first half. TOTAP. Come back to us in the second half, where we'll have the Bray preview. Yes, Jesus, I just about remember that. The mailbag, and we're going to find out if Gary Hunt is under pressure.
Point of order there, but you know, when you say that concludes the end of the first half, that means you're just concluding. You know what I mean? It should be, as an experienced broadcaster, it should be that concludes the first half, not the end of the first half. Because you know, what about the other 3/4 of the first half then, or 7/8 of the first half? Kind of ignoring that, you know. It concludes the first half, not the end of the first half. Just a point of order.
Do you not hear Do you not hear him saying that concludes the end of the show?
Well, then that too was improper English. That's improper English. If it's not proper use of the Queen's language. I don't know what more to say.
That concludes the show.
Anyway, come back to us then.
Toe Tappers, become an elite supporter of your favourite podcast by signing up to our Patreon. For as as little as €2 a month, you can help us to continue to bring you all your favourite Cork City FC news and fun. Imagine life without Liam Bosson. Imagine not hearing Commie Watch. Well, it's time to stop being a tight arse and sign up to one of our 5 tiers. Each tier has different perks for you. Click the link on totap.ie or head to patreon.com/totap. We're broke and poor and need your hard-earned cash.
Welcome back to part 2 TOTAP.
That wasn't the first time we've had a silent halftime when no one fucking said a word.
I was just going to say Gary Hunt is under massive pressure, like, and your man just stood him straight back in again before I got a chance to say it. He's lost 5 on the bounce now, Dan, and there was a fucking.
Do you know why this is happening, Jack?
after the
You know who's
UCD
downstairs, don't you?
Yeah,
You know who's
exactly.
downstairs,
Yeah,
don't you,
this is
Declan?
it. Yeah. Man's chasing Fanny.
He has been fighting the length of the pod in the last 4 or 5 weeks, has he? What did you just say?
Yeah. He's chasing Fanny. Sorry, Fanny's not her name. Sorry, my apologies. Sorry.
Oh, that's the name of the pod.
Where are we here? Right, it's time for the mailbag. Ian Crowley, alluding to kind of Wayne's sentiments earlier, is it time for naming and shaming yet? After seeing more depth in the last 2 matches, who would you keep for next season and who would you cut loose? We'll have to wait till the end of the season. To be fair. Well, Bourne Keane Coleman comes in with a good one anyway. I feel like I'm getting to know Decky so well, I cancelled my Chinese shipment of Decky-shaped dildos and replaced them with Decky-shaped koala bears. What's the nicest thing someone has done for you lately and something that annoyed you?
What's a Decky-shaped koala bear? Like, in what? Like, how does that even make sense? Like, what's the man talking about? Like,
well, does that make less or more sense than the dildo?
But at least we know what a Decky. At least we know what a Decky dildo is. That's not what I was going to say.
Do we? Have we used one? What?
No, at least we know, like, you know, like you could have a Decky-shaped dildo, right? We understand that is a possible process that could happen for some illogical or mad reason. But like, what's a Decky-shaped koala?
Where did the batteries go, Decky?
In a Decky-shaped koala? I don't know, because they're an indigenous Australian mammal.
No,
like,
not the koala. I'm about the DSD.
I know nothing about dildos, boy. Never needed them.
Oh my
what
God.
am I saying? What am I saying?
I don't know. What is better saying you needed them, I suppose.
Oh my God. Anyway, what was the question again? Or did we get that far?
What's the nicest thing someone has done? What's the nicest thing someone has done for you lately?
Oh man.
Nominated us for Football Content Award.
That's true, yeah. Somebody nominated us for football content. Like, nice things happen every day. People at work do nice shit for you and you don't even realise they're doing it. You know, the wife does nice things for you. Your kids do nice things for you, like, you know. And I'm not sure I'm comfortable nominating one thing because...
We're more givers than takers, Decky, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. I don't want to upset people by nominating their act of kindness and then leaving others' acts of kindness out. Like, that wouldn't be very nice.
Well, if your kids are listening to this podcast, I'd be very worried.
So, but although she knows now you can put it on Alexa, but she can't quite feel she asked Alexa, put on my dad talking, and that doesn't quite get it, like, you know, but eventually she's going to figure it out.
It'll be next year, like, when we're back in Premier Division. And then he says something that annoyed you.
Oh, there was this...
Wayne, you surely have something here, like.
Oh, I've loads. Like, I got annoyed probably 20 minutes ago before I got on the podcast. I found his dog off the leash. Wrecks my head, like. Little things that you kind of gloss over on a daily basis are on my mind for days. So we need a whole new podcast for that. Like, everything annoys me. Everything.
Yeah.
Billy Dorney says, with the winter coming in soon,
not going to ask me.
jogging season. Obviously, you have something. So it's going to be me now, is it?
No. I was going to
Go on.
say you, yeah.
Go
I
on.
was cancelling last night. We're recording no Tuesday night, pal. Prick from Aaron Road Aaron in Mallow train station last Monday morning at 10 to 8. The 10 to 8 train out of Cork. And if anybody works for Aaron Road Aaron, you can figure out who it was, because I know you all know each other. I didn't know who he was. And literally, I'm 3 steps from the train, getting on the train, and they close the doors, and the train leaves without me.
Were you on time?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. 10 to 8. 10 to 8 was still on the station clock. And I just put out my hands. I never opened my mouth. I just put out, do you know the big expression, like shoulders up, 2 hands out, like, hey, what the fuck? But I never opened my mouth. And he walks up to me and he goes, you'll be on time the next time. And I just went,
in theory,
my God.
It leaves at 10 to 8, no?
Yeah. It was still 10 to 8 on the clock. The
but
train
it leaves,
station.
it leaves
should have
at
been.
10
You
to
should have
8,
been there
so-
at 49.
Yeah, it leaves at 10 to...
Come here, lads.
Yeah, I get it.
3 steps away. I was 3 steps away from getting on the fuck, and they closed the doors. Man, I was never so annoyed in my life. And I'm quite happy to call him out now. No problem whatsoever. I'll never again get on a train in Mallow. Nobody's there, I suppose. The 10 to 8 train, I'll be leaving at 20 to 8 just to make sure I don't get on it. Anyway, I got it off my chest now anyway.
Billy Dorney says, with the winter coming in soon, dogging season approaches, any way to keep you away from the usual locations, bringing down the reputation of the pod. Reckon Dan's at it.
Well, we kind of had to stop that section, didn't we?
Yeah, it was getting a little tasty. Say no more.
Say no more.
Duncan Noonan says, what TOTAP members are attending the Spurs Stadium?
Hopefully all of us. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
I was even considering going over on the Wednesday, the day before, and just soak in the pre-game atmosphere. Like, you don't understand how excited I am about this. I am so excited. Just to be there. I don't care if we win or lose. I just want to be there and just get that football content award picture.
Trust me.
And
If we win,
tag
you will
Cork
care.
City 15 times on it. I can't wait.
You will care if we win.
Oh, if we win, amazing. Like I've never been about winning, even though winning is great. Like, and we've won so many times over the last few weeks. But just being there is what matters, really, isn't it? We're already winners, lads. We're already winners.
We already have a participation award, so we're happy with that.
Oh, I love it.
Billy Dorney says, realistic ambitions for next season.
I'm
Decent
sorry, no.
cup run.
Can I just say, I got a quote Techie here. You know it's boiling a lot of people's piss. It's absolutely boiling their piss. And that fills me with so much joy. I won't lie.
That's
Realistic ambitions for next season. Decent cup run, ? Mid-table, ? I got one. Would be happy out with that. I, for one, would be happy out with that. Anything else has to be a bonus. Decky.
I still think the most important thing is just stay up. I know most people know we're going. We signed Shawnee and we signed Keats, and we're looking well beyond that. I'm still not, simply because it's the most important thing. Yeah, if we could finish mid-table, if you could challenge for Europe, that's great. But for me, it's still just let's keep it simple. Just let's make sure we're good enough to stay in the division without any drama, and push out and go from there then in the following seasons. Because look, I know the club. I know for a fact the club have much higher ambitions than that, and I hope it works out. But look, you can see how quickly things can go wrong. Like, look at Dundalk, because I know we're reveling in that at the moment. Like, and actually, that reminds me, people forget about my part in that whole Dundalk downfall. Like, and I feel like I haven't gotten the credit that maybe I deserve, because I don't know, Dan, was it maybe 3 months ago on this podcast? And if you look back over the last 4 years, I would have said that I got a fair few things right. Like, but this year, things have kind of gone against me a little bit. And there was a question there, I know, was it maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago, somebody asked, who would stay up or who would be relegated. Like, and I went through the teams at the bottom, and it was like, at the time, Dundalk had gone 8 home games unbeaten or something, and they'd only conceded once in those 8 games. And I was like, they have home form to cling on to, whereas Drogheda are terrible at the back and have nothing to hang on to. So therefore, Drogheda will be relegated because Dundalk's home form will keep them up. And they played Waterford at home the following night, and Waterford beat them 2-0, and I'm pretty sure they haven't won at home since. And I just think that me putting the hex on them like that should probably be acknowledged a little bit more than it has been. People think I'm just getting shit wrong, but maybe I'm playing 4G chess and I'm deliberately getting shit wrong just so that the hex gods do what we actually want them to do. So
you using the McCormack curse for good.
Jeez, I actually didn't realize they're 5 points behind.
Yeah, they're goosed. Absolutely. And John Daly said he won't be there next year. So,
Magically,
Should the new lad didn't the new lad say it wouldn't be viable for him to own him next year if they were in the first division either?
But sure, the new lad, they're all losing. Oh, Dundalk's been saved. Like, he's taking them to the end of the season. That's all he's committed to. He said he'll look again in the off season to see whether it's viable or not. Like, it won't be like. And I'd still have serious concerns.
Well, if all the players are gone, right? If they release all their players and do what we did and just keep it cheap, can they pay it back if the fans roll behind? It is possible, but are the fans willing to do that? I don't know.
Oh, it is possible, but I mean, like, next year's first division is a very interesting division all of a sudden, lads, because as Scotty said, you're going to have a cheap Dundalk coming down who probably won't be able to afford to do what we did this year and put a really good first division squad together. So therefore, like, I know, be pretty sure Treaty are going to have a crack off it. Obviously, Bray and Wexford will throw money at it again to a certain degree. Cove Ramblers have investment coming, so you'd imagine they're going to fancy a chance at it. And there'll be 4 or 5 first division clubs possibly spending money and possibly thinking it's a good year when there's no pro club up there or pro club in the division to have a go at getting promotion and throw a few pound into it. Be very interesting to see what happens there. Like, there could be there could be some average first division footballers getting good money next year out of average first division clubs. We'll see what happens.
Declan, put the pen away, will you?
Yeah, okay, sorry, I put it away there. Sorry.
You're like a child every week. There's something you're doing. Like,
how do you hear it? I'm very fidgety. How do you hear that? Like, it's way over there, way over from the microphone.
Get yourself a fidget fucking spinner or something.
I thought you were giving me thumbs up, to be honest with you. What a great
we were doing pen clicking.
Next year's first division, yeah. And so they're clicking the thumbs. I was like, oh, okay.
Top work, Dickie.
Oh
God. Help me.
Pat Connolly says, will you be running a golf classic to fund your trip to London? Would be an idea.
It would. No, here, look. Be fine. We go cheap. We get like Ryanair across and we'll stay in the Travelodge or something. We're not going to be staying in 5-star hotels or centre of London, lads.
Are we not? I'm not going so.
Of course we are.
So be sure to subscribe to the Patreon this week anyway. Eileen,
we need to get Decky shaped dildos out in fucking 5-star hotels. Like, so sign up for the Patreon, please.
Eileen says, let's all do the European dance, ? Philly Crowley says, what's one piece of new merch you'd like to see in the club next year? Well, I have to go to Gakwain for this one.
Boxer shorts. I've said it for years. A lot of clubs around Europe can buy their club boxer shorts where you have the crest in the pouch, and you can put like green on the right leg, red on the left leg, white in the middle, and the city crest.
Ah, Jesus, will you stop?
Honest to God, Cork City boxer shorts, they would sell. Nice ones though, not these cheap ones from some Dutch / Chinese store. Get proper ones done. Charge 50, you get 2 for 15 or something or whatever. Of course you'd buy them.
Decky, do you think your little rebel would look well in a pair of Cork City boxer shorts?
I don't know. I just like it would give you an opportunity to shit in the club once a week, wouldn't it?
Would it be twice in our regard anyway?
Actually, speaking of it, how many times a day would you go for a shit?
Stop. No.
You go once, maybe once every 2 days. Sometimes. Well, you
2
days for
days?
once a day.
Maybe
You
twice
aim
a
for
day.
one a day, like twice a day.
What morning? And the worst ones are the midnight ones. They're a complete nightmare.
I don't have it.
You
I
need
don't
to
really get
see
The
a
into
morning
doctor.
one, like clockwork, all right. Twice a day. What's wrong with twice a day?
Doctor territory, right? Seriously.
Stop, would you? What do you do once a week?
Yeah, that's why
just
I'm
spouts it out in the spot.
holding most of it in. You know.
Would you have one
I
just
don't
1 week?
know. Would you stop? I'm not talking about how many shits a day I have. Like I'm not like.
Do you think that this is not like this is rock bottom? We've been worse than this, Decky.
We're an internationally recognized podcast now, Wayne. We'll have to raise our standards now. You know,
That's true.
no more this gutter talk. Like,
If they're listening to this shit like
There's been
this,
dildos,
like,
there's been shits, there's been.
Decky, what would you like to see the club do merch wise?
Decky shit dildos.
baby gear, baby stuff. I still think like baby stuff. I like my sister-in-law had a baby son there 8 weeks ago, and I couldn't get any baby Cork City stuff like for him, you know, which I would have loved to done. I would have spent some money on it. So I think that baby market is there.
Sorry. Connor K says, we talk about those who need booting like players who have not lived up to expectations. But what about those you want to keep hold of? Cahill, Mr. Panenka, Evan, Brad and Banksy are all quality players who other clubs must be looking at. I don't know, would I totally agree? I'd be totally honest.
The jury's out for that one, I think. Again, end the season, when no one can get annoyed at us.
They'd find a way to be annoyed anyway, but yeah.
Look, we don't want to be bullying the players now, so.
James Greenham says, congrats on having qualified for Europe. The European Odyssey is back. Thank you,
Who
James.
were bullying before, Declan? Allegedly.
Look, it was said to us that we were bullying.
Or do you want to say
players.
nothing at all?
No, we say nothing at all.
Roy O'Sullivan says, what's a successful season next season minimum? I think we've already covered that one, to be fair. Ian Crowley says, we've seen Watford being added to the Women's League next season. What club would you like to see added to the men's division?
And just to clarify, sorry, I'm going to
future?
jump in there again. Apologies, Dan. This didn't come from a player. Just to clarify that, just in case. I've said too much. I know I have, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's grand.
we should probably move on.
Don't worry about it. And would you refresh... Sorry, what club would you like to see added to the men's division in the future? And would you refresh the league format also?
A club in Tipperary, I think, would be very nice. And
Yeah. Go Thurles. Middle
I think
of
this is the thing. Where would you put it? Like, is it Kerry going to Tralee? Are they better off going to Killarney? You don't know. Like,
They would have been better off in Killarney.
I think they would. But again, there isn't Billy Dennehy and all them from Tralee, so I presume that was it. I think Tipperary. I would love someday to see another Cork City-based team. Just a bit of rivalry. I'd love to see it. It's not viable, I know that, but I'd love to see like a Cork Celtic again or something, Cork United, just to kind of hate someone properly.
I do hate that El Classic Cork bullshit when we play
I know, but sure, that's
Queenstown. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
You can't ever really hate Cove, really.
Eileen, for Declan, any advice for whipping balls in the box? And what's his safe word?
That's the Last Damas joke now from this week's Last Damas. So if you want to know what Eileen is talking about or referring to, go listen to Last Damas. Brilliant
It's the
podcast.
menstrual cycle, isn't it?
That was another part of the discussion about, we get into lots of interesting areas in Las Damas. And yeah, Eileen spoke about the correlation between the vast number of ACL injuries in the women's game and the possibility that they're linked to the menstrual cycle, etc. Interesting stuff to listen to.
Just to jump on that again, did that happen as well in like athletics for women and say other women's sports, or is it specifically football based injury? I know, you know what I mean?
I think it's more football because of the twisting and turning and the pushing off of legs. And Eileen was on about women's hips are different to men's hips as well, obviously because they're childbearing and such, like, so women are obviously formed differently. But yeah, look, it was interesting, and we hope to maybe do a little bit more on it and maybe get an expert.
I'll have to give that a listen now.
Some research on that, Yeah, it's right at the start. Then the whipping it in is right at the end.
John Fitzpatrick says, can we start putting the footballs on those little cones around the pitch like they do in the Premier League to speed up the games? It's always frustrating how the games get slowed down looking for footballs in Turner's Cross and the LOI in general.
It's a really good idea. But next season, we're going to want the opposite, I'd imagine. Slow it down.
I think, is that not a league thing as opposed to an individual club thing? That that a league uses the multi-ball system as opposed to an individual club? I could be wrong there, though. Don't know is the honest answer, but I always took it as a league because there's nobody in this league uses the multi-ball system in either of the two divisions.
La Liga don't use it either. It's mostly an English football thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think the other issue is, genuinely, this might sound mad, but how many balls is it around the pitch? Would there be 10 or 12, Wayne? Would it be more? 14? Most clubs don't have 12 or 14 footballs that they can put out
12.
That they can put out around the pitch. Like, yeah. Would we have 12 balls we could put out around the pitch?
I know, but Jesus, the League of Ireland should be supplying them. The FAI, whoever is in charge. They supply the branding.
Their own balls.
It's the League of Ireland football. But what stops Cork City buying a Hummel ball or an Umbro ball? So, like,
no, you have to buy the ball. As you said, that's the league ball, like, but you can still see the club's names. Shouldn't they be trying to rob them off each other and everything else? Like, that still goes on, as far as I'm aware, anyway. But no doubt we will definitely get a couple of messages on this subject during the week to correct us and inform us fully one way or the other. So we will have all the answers next week, I'd imagine.
Yeah, we will.
Dylan says, why is the stream from the Cross always so shit? I don't know.
We've been over this so many times.
Yeah, there's no money put into it.
As Decky says, when we're right, nobody gets in touch. When we're wrong, they do get in touch, and no one's ever been in touch about the internet.
Onto Instagram now. Shout out for City's Own 84 and CCFC Stickers 84. There you go. Killian B says, put the flag down. What was the story with the flags in the shade, Wayne? People seem to be fairly pissed off over them.
They're just waving them. I'm all for waving flags. What harm, like? Just go to a different part of the stadium if you don't like it. It's a singing section. Now, I get it if it's 68 minutes as a corner and we're losing 1-0 and a fella waving a flag, but, like, it's a section that they wave flags, so don't get so worked up about it. And that's coming from me, like, you know.
CCF News 84. What's your ideal snack and drink lineup for the cinema?
Lemon bonbons.
Popcorn, isn't it?
I actually went to the cinema on Sunday. I had Hunky Dory's and a big, large Coke Zero.
Hunky Dory's and Coke Zero? Okay, I can get on board with the Coke Zero. I wouldn't say. You'd be munching on those Hunky Dory's, like.
Yeah.
You'd hear it.
I'm sure you hear everything, especially going to kids' movies. Like, there's no point in even watching it. You just go to your own zone, fall asleep.
That's some of the kids' movies are better than the adults' movies.
I know, but sometimes you kind of get you know. I saw 200% Wolf. It was all right, like. Kids love it.
200% wolf.
Yeah, it's about werewolves and people who turn into werewolves. But this is not an ordinary werewolf. It's a poodle.
Okay.
And he talks to his, what do you call it, ghost people up in the moon. Yeah, that's what I was watching. Go watch it. Kids Day, it's like only 20 quid for 2 kids and an adult. You know?
Daddy Cool says, can Dan's love life become a regular spot on the pod?
Absolutely. Do you have a jingle, Decky, for this?
Oh, do I have a jingle?
Should be the jacking off song.
How would this work?
The other three amigos, cock up of the week.
Cock up of the week.
We got a name this week, everyone. We're not gonna say it, but we got a name.
He did get a name. We did.
And hopefully she's coming over to London.
Hopefully.
She need to get time off school.
You're very quiet on these times. You're very quiet.
Well, she's the teacher. No, she's the teacher. She's the teacher. Just to be clear.
Yeah. We can't be getting her sacked.
Yeah.
You're right, Dan. You're very quiet.
I think so.
How are things developing? Are there any updates? I haven't been to a wedding in years. I'd love to go to a wedding. Like,
That's no updates. Like, well, I don't know what's there to update you on.
do you love her, Dan?
Tell us all, Dan. Come on, Dan, tell us. It's the background music.
What did we just say?
What did you do this week? Where did you go?
What did we do Sunday? I can't even remember. We made dinner together on a Sunday.
Thank God you said dinner. What you have?
Oh man, I can't even. Fajitas, that was it actually. Fajitas. We're good now.
Have you bought her flowers yet?
I have actually.
Good man.
I have. He asked me the questions.
Have you bought her?
All right.
Have you?
Cut this music. I can't even hear what you were saying.
Oh, sorry. Christ, yes, for background music.
Done for copyright now there, like.
Best available, like, and then he's given out. Would you be interested in buying her a decky-shaped dildo, Dan?
Jesus Christ almighty.
How much are they?
Or for you, we can do you a deal. Ask Cian, phone Cian Coleman. You know him. He's selling them, so I'm sure he'll look after you. Place your order directly.
We should get t-shirts done like of that.
Oh my God. Oh. Anyway, okay.
So that last question, what are you going to do for the weekend? What are you going to do for her? Are we going to wine and dine her? What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. No, we normally go on like a trip Sunday because I'd be working on a red Saturday. So then Sunday's kind of like my only day off. So, oh no, but I'm off Monday, Tuesday. So I actually might bring her back to Cork. We shall see.
It's the first time ever.
Actually.
Oh,
that would be the first time ever. Yeah,
Oh.
that would be the first time ever. Where should I take her in Cork?
Shit's getting serious.
Secret garden, obviously.
How many days do you have, Dad?
Oh, we were at Cannon Walsh Fight in the Three Arena last Friday, and someone while I was with her was like, "Dan Casey's shifting." While I was with her, I was like, "Jesus Christ."
Oh, Jesus.
She was like, "I don't mind. It's fine." I was like, "Okay."
Does she know about the Twitter page?
powerful.
Not the Twitter page, the Instagram page, like.
Oh yeah, her friends showed her.
Oh, okay.
You're onto a good one there, Dan. No, honestly, what you know what she should do? Go to Maizen Head with her. Bring her to Maizen Head.
That's
Yes,
a
you
trek,
don't have
isn't
to
it?
It is, but it's nice, like. Or go bear to Dino's and Kinsale, whatever floats your boat, really, like.
Yeah.
Dino's.
I'll have to get her a KC's, like, at some point.
Yeah. Actually, that's the truth. You go to Lennox's, KC's, Dino's, and you just see which is best.
Spuds.
Oh, Spuds. Might be a shout. What segment are we on now? As I try sheepishly avoid any further questions.
We have a match to review, I think, do we?
Oh, Jesus Christ, we do, yeah.
Who are we playing?
The Wayne Mullins derby.
Oh, yeah, it's Bray away, isn't it? I'm not going to make this one, unfortunately. Quite good at it. But good people up there, Dan. And I think we'll, we give him a point. I go for a 2-2 draw again. God knows what team he's going to pick, but it won't be. Rest sure that Aidan Dowling will start and Cian Murphy will start, and probably God knows who else really.
Brookwell will start. Aaron Healy will start.
Brookwell, yeah.
The usual Matt Kearney will start. Matt Kiernan. It's Matt Kearney. Matt Kiernan will start. Then Barry Coffey will probably start again. You'd imagine Barry will probably start the rest of the games. Especially now if Tim knows that it's 200 quid a goal from West Cork Coffey for every goal Barry scores. Barry will be on all free kicks, penalties, all corner routines should be done but aiming for Barry's head on the penalty spot, all those kind of things. Help us out, Tim, Jamie. Get the old set piece routines right from Mr. Coffey's.
Tim is very clever here, Techie. Do you know that?
Tim is very clever
because he knows when we start liking him and shit hits the fan next season, we're going to back him. Very clever man.
Absolutely. He is.
He knows his stuff. Good man, Tim.
Sure. He manipulated the whole place into getting a new contract. You can't be any cleverer than that. That's how it looks anyway.
2-0 win. Yeah. 2-0 win over Kerry. A draw with the Wixkins, and they lost Longford Town 1-0. They're fourth in the table at the moment. Declan McCormack, what are you expecting out of this game?
It's genuinely hard to know. I think they're like the rest of the teams in the division. They're rubbish. So I'd still expect us to win the game. Scotty might be right. It might be one of those somewhat tricky away games that we end up drawing. But I'd definitely be disappointed if we lost it. But here's the thing. We know if we're 2-0 down with 25 minutes to go, we can pull Shawnee, Keats, Sean Murray, Jack Dart, whoever it might be, off the bench. And changes everything. To be fair, I was in Mallow in the garage, the plaza on the Limerick Road last Friday night at 10 to 11, and I met the two lads from Harps who were driving their kit van. And I was like, they left there about 11 o'clock to head for Donegal. That's some trip at that hour of the night. But they were delighted with a point, And they did say it straight out, Jesus Christ, we're 2-0 up and we look over and he's bringing on Shawnee Maguire and Rory Keat. It's just it's mad, what you can do, So, yeah, I hope those lads got home safe anyway. I presume they did. But, yeah, look, I'd be disappointed if we lost. Very disappointed if we lost.
Wayne, what are you expecting?
Yeah. I'm expecting a tough game again. It's similar to Finn Harps, actually. Bray's always been a place where it's kind of we've lost a few times up there. We've also hammered them a few times, but it depends how the first 15, 20 minutes goes. And what the weather, because it's right next to the sea. You know what? I just want a bit of fun, a bit of excitement. Take a draw, win. It's all about next year. I'm so excited for next year. I can't wait. And I think, I do think we have a chance now because Dermot Usher is willing to pump money in by the looks. So hopefully Tim gets his budget. We get good players and we can get back to being excited and get to Europe. I'm not looking at the Bray game. I'm looking bigger, better things. TOTAP going global and Cork City qualifying for Europe. We're always one step ahead,
Yeah, here's the thing, Dan. When if we do qualify for Europe, we can then use all our pod contacts around Europe, international pod contacts, to organize better trips for the fans and things like that. So we'll be in a good position to do those kind of things as well. Thanks to our international nomination. Yeah.
We've already had a few big guns follow us. big Bryan Gunn follow us, so like,
He did actually follow us.
Did you?
Yeah. What was I going to say? I was at the start of the year. I said the Gary Hunt is under pressure segment would end if he actually was under pressure. So
did they lose again? Did they?
Yeah, oh God!
You didn't talk away. That was the whole point. You had a 40-second whistle. Yeah, they've lost 5 games in a trot now, Dan.
I was trying to bring up their results.
Yeah, seemingly there was a bit of
God
unhappiness in the camp.
There was a bit of
what? Unhappiness in the camp.
Okay.
In the dressing room after the.
Well, you said there'd be no issue with Gary Hunt. Is Gary Hunt under pressure? Yes, he is. Yes, Gary Hunt is under pressure. Big pressure.
Can't lose a 3-0 at home to Treaty on a Wednesday night. Like, you just can't. To be fair.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Do you think someone like Richie Holland or even Colin Healy could be in the frame there?
Colin Healy wouldn't touch it. Colin Healy is the job of a lifetime coaching the Irish women's senior setup. And Healy won't touch it. Yeah. He wouldn't touch it the last time. Like, he was offered. They went head over feet for Colin, and he wouldn't go near it. So no, Richie Holland's a live shout. Danny Murphy's name was being banded around a few weeks ago until he signed. Obviously, he signed a deal with the women's
contracts
side
mean
of our
nothing,
club
Decky.
last week. So I presume that one's off the table now. Gary Hunt's the man in charge. Nothing to say he won't be the man in charge next year.
Jesus, Danny Murphy's a good shout, isn't it? He surely deserves a shot.
It would have been interesting. But as I said, Danny's committed to the women's side of our club now, so I don't think it's it's not a starter in any way, shape, or form. No doubt. But
are we done here?
I think we are.
You're praying we are anyway, Dan. I can see it in your face.
Unless you want to go to Noel Mooney for our...
no, we leave off Noel Mooney. But it makes time. Is it Noel Mooney this week, is it? I thought it was
Noel Mooney.
Oh yeah, good on Noel. No, I think we're done. Anything else? Just keep voting, people, please.
Yeah. And that concludes the end of the Other Three Amigos podcast.
I see what you did there. It's noted.
Adios.
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 Ciao.